All right, Reds. Last time we left Newton Heath staring into the abyss. The club was drowning in debt, crowds were too small, the bills kept mounting. Every week brought another reminder that the dream begun by a group of railway workers in 1878 might soon come to an end. Few believed Newton Heath would survive. Even fewer could have imagined that one day this club would become the biggest in the world. This is part 2. By the turn of the 20th century, football had become serious business. Wealthier clubs attracted better players, larger crowds, and bigger investors. Newton Heath had passion, but passion alone couldn't pay wages. Bank Street remained their home, but it was a ground that reflected the club's fortunes. The changing rooms were basic. The pitch was often waterlogged and uneven. Factory smoke drifted across the field. Yet every Saturday, loyal supporters gathered to cheer on their team through rain and shine. They weren't following champions. They were fighting for survival alongside their club. Behind closed doors, the financial situation grew desperate. Creditors demanded payment. The pressure was mounting. Equipment suppliers wanted their money. Players worried whether they would receive their wages. Rumours spread throughout Manchester that Newton Heath were finished. In January 1902, those fears became reality. The club was facing liquidation. Without immediate investment, Newton Heath would disappear forever. Imagine that for a moment. No Manchester United, no Old Trafford, no Busby Babes, no George Best, no Sir Bobby Charlton, no Dennis Law, no Eric Cantona, no class of '92, no Sir Alex Ferguson. Everything that followed hung by a single thread. Then, when hope seemed lost, fate intervened. A local businessman named John Henry Davies became interested. Legend has it that Davies's involvement began after one of the club's dogs wandered off and was found by his family. Whether every detail is true remains debated, but what is certain is this: Davies saw something worth saving. Together with several other investors, he agreed to rescue Newton Heath. It was a turning point. The debts were paid. The club survived. It was the most important rescue in English football history. But Davies understood something else. Saving the club wasn't enough. It needed a new beginning, a new identity, a new future. The vision was clear. The name Newton Heath was closely tied to the railway works where it had been born. It was a proud legacy. That heritage would never be forgotten, but the club had outgrown its industrial roots. After weeks of discussion, several names were suggested: Manchester Central, Manchester Celtic. Others came and went. Finally, one name stood above the rest: Manchester United. It represented not just one factory, not just one neighbourhood, but an entire city. On 24th April 1902, the decision was made. Newton Heath was gone. Manchester United was born. The famous green and gold colours gave way to the red shirts that would one day be recognised across every continent. Nobody realized it then, but football history had changed forever. The impact was immense. The reborn club carried fresh ambition. The players walked taller. Supporters dared to dream again. For the first time in years, there was genuine belief that Manchester United could compete with England's finest. Yet changing the name didn't guarantee success. The hard work was only beginning. The club still needed better players, better organisation, a winning mentality. Fortunately, another remarkable figure was about to arrive. A man whose football knowledge would transform Manchester United from survivors into champions. His name was Ernest Magnol. Under his leadership, the club would rise faster than anyone thought possible. League titles, cup triumphs, a brand new stadium. The foundations of a football giant were about to be laid. The railway workers had kept the dream alive. Now Manchester United were ready to chase greatness. And in part 3, we'll witness the arrival of the manager who changed everything, and the remarkable rise that announced Manchester United to the footballing world. If you're enjoying this journey through United's incredible history, subscribe, join the conversation below, and become part of the story. Because the greatest football club on earth didn't become legendary overnight. It earned every step. And in part 3, we'll witness the arrival of the manager who changed everything. and the remarkable rise that announced Manchester United to the footballing world. If you're enjoying this journey through United's incredible history, subscribe, join the conversation below, and become part of the story. Because the greatest football club on earth didn't become legendary overnight. It earned every step.